The wrinkled paper ticket sits right beside my keys. The ink is almost faded from 2 short years ago. I loosen up my collar, collapse into the couch. My city lights outside my window flicker soft and slow. I survive another long shift, counting down the clocks. And sitting in the quiet, my heavy heart unlocks. I thought I wanted every bright light in this town. I traded simple evenings just to wear a suit and crown. Now the silence hits me heavier than the subway ride. And suddenly a memory is walking back inside. And back when we shared a transit card and one umbrella, we never cared about the salary or status. Now I come home to an empty room at 8 p.m. holding on to small things that time could never shatter. I wonder if you ever look at old photographs, or if I am a shadow from your younger days. The microwave is chirping, dinner for one again. I spin the little paper stub with the tip of my thumb. We walked down crowded alleys with cheap cane coffee drinks, dreaming about 30, wondering who we would become. Now I have reached the future that we used to talk about, but I'm sitting here alone while the neon fades out. Back when we shared a transit card and one umbrella, we never cared about the salary or status. Now I come home to an empty room at 8 p.m. holding on to small things that time could never shatter. I wonder if you ever look at old photographs, or if I am a shadow from your younger days. The suit jacket lands on the back of a chair. I hold up that ticket to the cold evening there. Maybe success is just learning to miss the version of us that was simpler than this. The ticket stays put on the glass where it lies. I turn off the lamp and I close my tired eyes. Good night to the past I left behind. Another long day off my mind. Yeah. Bus brakes hiss against wet asphalt outside the station exit. I pull my heavy coat tight and step into the damp night air. My suit jacket still smells like faint fluorescent office lights. And for a second I thought I saw you standing over there. Yeah. Yeah. Remember how we used to count the last stops on line 2? We had empty pockets, but always found something left to do. Now my phone only buzzes with the unread calendar alerts. I wonder if your shoulders carry the same kind of hurt. Do you still drink cheap beer on convenience store plastic chairs, or did the years wash that away without us noticing anywhere? I wish I could call you up right now and say nothing at all. Just listen to the late street traffic while the temperature falls. We grew into adults so fast, trading dreams for monthly rent. Walking down this quiet road where all our young hours were spent. Are you tired tonight too, my old friend? The green crosswalk light flashes, but nobody crosses the street. Just my own leather shoes dragging rhythm on the concrete. I passed by that corner place where we bought lukewarm cup ramen. It is a shiny franchise coffee shop now, cleaning abandoned. You always said we would never end up in predictable 9 to 5s. Yet here I am calculating time just to feel alive. I wish I could call you up right now and say nothing at all. Just listen to the late street traffic while the temperature falls. We grew into adults so fast, trading dreams for monthly rent. Walking down this quiet road where all our young hours were spent. Are you tired tonight too, my old friend? Maybe you were riding a bus somewhere across town right now, looking at a neon signs, wondering how we got here. How no big dramatic falling out, just distance and slow quiet days. I hope the world treats you gentle in 100 different ways. traffic light shift from yellow to red. I save your name in my draft text unsaid. Rest well tonight wherever you are. The night is cold, but you are not far. Burnt roasted coffee fills the chilly evening air as he steps from the station to the concrete square. He unbuttons his coat, lets the heavy breath out. Walking through the alleyways he knows all about. The smell of wet pavement after autumn rain brings a soft ghost of comfort to his quiet pain. His phone keeps buzzing with emails from the team, but he slides it in his pocket to protect a dream. That laundry detergent lingering on the breeze takes him back to winter days beneath bare trees. He pauses by the crosswalk as the signal turns red, living in the words that she once said. He walks through the city with his head held low, following a shadow from 5 years ago. The late night buses rumble right along the street while he stands alone where their old pathways meet. He traded his youth for a steady monthly pay, yet he still misses who he was back in the day. He bought a bigger room, but the cold still stays, lost in the warm scent of forgotten days. He grabs a warm steam bun from the corner store, the sweet bean aroma drifting through the door. It smells like the dinners on the rooftop floor when they had no money but wanted nothing more. Two cheap plastic chairs and a borrowed heater coil, laughing off the stress of their daily toil. Now he wears a silver watch and a tailored sleeve, with nowhere left to go and no one to believe. The promotions came easy, the years went by fast. Now he lives in a present haunted by the past. He steps on the elevator, presses floor 13, wishing he could wake up in a different scene. The street smell fades as the heavy door swings shut. He hangs up his jacket, cuts the lights right off. Just another worker taking off his shoes, with a heart full of memories he cannot lose. Silence dominates the empty studio room until your forgotten laugh cuts straight through the dark. My heavy coat drops into the hardwood floor. A lingering shadow plays across the white wall. Sensors click off, leaving just the city blue. I pour tap water into a chipped glass mug. 5 years ago we sat on the same windowsill, sharing one blanket while the rain washed the glass. The air grows cold against my weary skin. The subway noise fades out beyond the blinds. A single thought shatters the heavy quiet. I am standing in the exact same spot again. Neon light flickers through the dirty window frame, tracing outline shadows of a time we used to know. I unlace my shoes and leave the long day behind, while your old promises echo through the quiet apartment. Just another late night after punch in, punch out hours, holding on to fragments that refuse to turn to dust. Fluorescent hallway lights hum at a low pitch. I check my phone, out of habit, empty lock screen. The microwave timer ticks down in red numbers. Steam rises slowly from an instant soup bowl. Back then you made dinner out of burnt rice cakes. We laughed so loud the neighbors tapped on the wall. Now my reflection in the dark television glass looks 10 years older than the boy you used to hold. Neon light flickers through the dirty window frame, tracing outline shadows of a time we used to know. I unlace my shoes and leave the long day behind, while your old promises echo through the quiet apartment. Just another late night after punch in, punch out hours, holding on to fragments that refuse to turn to dust. Keys clink on the counter, sharp metallic sound washing away off his dirt under tepid water. I thought I buried every page we ever wrote, so why does a single quiet second bring you back? Digital clock shifts to 2:45. Darkness settles back into every corner. The memory fades, leaving only cold air. I turn off the lamp and let the stillness sleep. Where did all those promised sermons disappear to anyway? Key card bleeps, turnstile spins, loosen up the dark blue tie. Convenience store, warm milk, neon sign flickers twice. I used to think 28 meant having everything figured out. Now my sneakers squeak on greasy pavement, stepping on yellow lights. Remember that broken guitar in your cramped alley room? We talked about Tokyo, cheap beer burning through the afternoon. My phone battery sits at 4%, just like my brain. Elevator button illuminated, reticent and slow. I smell someone's fried chicken through the apartment hallway door. Unlocking my lock with a heavy thud. Shoes kick off at the entrance. Why am I thinking about your laughter right at this exact second? Drowning in the ambient sound of city traffic down below. One room studio, dust motes floating in the television glow. I was supposed to move forward, leave the old pictures in the frame. But after 9 to 6, my mind keeps playing your stupid name. Drifting through the quiet hours, floating on a beat, tracing old conversations while my microwave heats. Microwave beeps 3 times, lukewarm convenience curry. Why was I always in such a rush, always in a hurry? You hated the way I chewed on pen caps during midterms. Now I sign quarterly expenditure reports without a single term. Funny how a jacket pocket still holds a movie ticket from 4 years back. Faded ink seat and wrote F back when we didn't track hours or taxes. I opened Instagram, scrolled past people getting married, buying cars. I used to listening to that obscure indie band under the stars. Drowning in the ambient sound of city traffic down below. One room studio, dust motes floating in the television glow. I was supposed to move forward, leave the old pictures in the frame. But after 9 to 6, my mind keeps playing your stupid name. Drifting through the quiet hours, floating on a beat, chasing old conversations while my microwave heats. Still we fail, or did we just stop trying? I asked the bathroom mirror while the sink faucet is drying. Work clothes on the laundry chair, socks torn on the rug. I miss the times when the $10 dinner felt like a warm hug. Thoughts tangle like cheap earphones pulled from a coat. I swallowed down the fatigue, resting heavy in my throat. Is anybody else awake? Feeling a specific kind of tired. Sipping ice water in the dark. Mind completely rewired. Just another Tuesday night slipping into Wednesday morning. Your ghost rolls over in my head without any warning. Ceiling fan spinning round and round. No answers found. Amber neon bleeds through foggy glass, illuminating plastic tables outside the corner store. I loosen up my stiff dark tie, watching late night taxis hurry down the street. An older woman sits beside me, setting down a heavy bag. She asked if my day was long enough to break me, and nod my head and offer her a lukewarm drink. She says the night air always makes strangers honest. She talks about her younger days when she chased dreams, and suddenly your name floats back into my mind. A forgotten melody from 6 years ago. Talking to someone who does not know my name. I spill the heavy secrets that I buried all day. We used to walk these avenues until the morning break. Now you are just a phantom that I try to wash away under the warm ochre glow of midnight streetlights. I tell a stranger how I let you go. The woman smiles and takes a slow sip of her warm tea. She tells me that regret is just a sign we love well. I describe the freezing winter in our tiny studio room, sharing one bowl of cheap instant noodles on the floor. She listens quietly without a single word of judgment. Two lonely souls connected by a simple chance encounter. It is so much easier to speak to someone who will vanish, someone who will not ask where we went wrong. She stands up, dusts off her heavy coat and gives a gentle nod. She tells me to get home safe before the last train leaves. Talking to someone who does not know my name, I spill the heavy secrets that I buried all day. We used to walk these avenues until the morning break. Now you are just a phantom that I try to wash away. Under the warm ochre glow of midnight streetlights, I tell a stranger how I let you go. The amber light flickers against the quiet curb. I check my lock screen, no missed calls or unread text. I walk down toward the empty subway stairs, a little lighter than I was an hour ago. You told me yesterday my eyes look distant, and I spent all day trying to figure out why. A loose black thread hangs from a heavy winter coat. My plastic work badge clicks against my belt loop with every step. Subway seat fabric is worn down to gray threads under my knees. I noticed the half-peeled barcode on my convenience store water bottle. My reflection in the dark train window looks older than 27. I pull a crumpled receipt from my pocket dated 3 years ago, back when we used to buy cheap wine and drink on park benches. The zipper on my canvas back stutters on the same broken tooth. Small broken things keep reminding me of how we used to be. Counting small cracks on the pavement all the way home, watching dust motes drift under the yellow alleyway lamp. Every tiny detail holds a piece of a time I almost forgot, leaving the office late with my head full of old noise. I walk slow just to keep these memories alive a little longer. Cold tea in my backpack and frayed sleeves against the chill. My key ring has a scratch keychain from my trip to the ocean. The paint chipped off the corner where your name used to be visible. Yeah, inside my apartment, the digital clock blinks for minutes fast. I sit on the edge of the bed without turning on the main light. An unread text from an old group chat sits at the bottom of my phone. A half-eaten box of takeout sits beside my laptop keyboard. The space bar sticks because we spilled sweet soda on it back then. Counting small cracks on the pavement all the way home, watching dust motes drift under the yellow alleyway lamp. Every tiny detail holds a piece of a time I almost forgot, leaving the office late with my head full of old noise. I walk slow just to keep these memories alive a little longer. Cold tea in my backpack and frayed sleeves against the chill. Why do these little things stay while the big moments fade away? I saved every train stub and ticket inside an empty shoebox. Now my hands feel too tired to open the lid tonight. I just stand in the dark listening to the refrigerator hum, realizing how much I changed while I was busy looking forward. The clock on the wall ticks once every second. I pull the loose thread until it breaks cleanly off my sleeve. Yeah, your words from yesterday still echo softly in the quiet room. I put my phone face down and finally let the evening go. Of course, heavy wheels grace my wrist as I lean against the subway handrail. This old cardigan from college days is unraveling slow near the buttonhole. I pull a loose gray thread and suddenly 19 flashes back. We shared this exact same fabric draped across your small shoulders. The train sways through dark tunnels. My reflection looks 10 years older now. I used to complain how scratchy it felt. Now it is the warmest thing I hold after a 12-hour shift in the quiet. Your laughter leaks out from the seams. The faint scent of cheap laundry soap reminds me of our broke college dreams. I close my eyes and I am standing there, sharing one coat in the chilly air. Before we learned how to grow apart, before office took my heart, yeah. The fabric holds the shape of an old memory, stiffened by years inside my closet shelf. I put it on today because the office air was cold, but it brought back a warmth I'd forgotten myself. Midnight station, step onto the platform, walking past the late night convenience store. You used to tuck your hands in these oversized pockets, stealing heat while the world slept outdoors. After a 12-hour shift in the quiet, your laughter leaks out from the seams. The faint scent of cheap laundry soap reminds me of our broke college dreams. I close my eyes and I am standing there, sharing one coat in the chilly air. Before we learned how to grow apart, before the office took my heart, yeah. We were so poor, but we had time. Now I buy comfort, but no peace of mind. Just a rough woolen sleeve against my chin, wishing I could let those days back in. Fingers tracing a snagged silver thread, walking home alone with a tired head. This old sweater still feels like you. Midnight train just passing through. Glow sharp against the kitchen wall. I drop my keys and let the heavy jacket fall. Loosen up my collar, breathe out the corporate noise. In 20 years I wonder if I keep this voice. I close my eyes and leap ahead through time, standing in a room that looks a bit like mine. Gray at my temples, exhausted from a shift, pouring lukewarm tea and letting memories drift. Will I still remember how your laughter sounded then? Will I search for old photos just to feel it all again? Late night quiet after stepping off the line, future me reaching back across the divide of time. I imagine the night that keeps down the road, unpacking the weight of a different heavy load, looking at the skyline from a balcony alone, wondering where all the youthful fever has gone. I will smile for the kid who struggled through the day, knowing every little scar left me on my. I see myself at 45 leaning on the sink, rinsing out a coffee mug, taking time to think. The microwave display flashes 11:02, and suddenly my future mind travels back to you, back to these tiny rooms, the instant noodle steam, the long midnight commutes where we chase the broken dream. My future self will miss the fire in my chest, even while he sits inside his comfort and his rest. Time moves like a river cutting through the stone. Tonight I feel defeated and entirely alone, but tomorrow's older me will look back at tonight and envy how we burn so reckless and so bright. He wish he could trade his quiet for this pain, just to feel the wild rush of youth inside his veins. Standing in the present, but the future is mine. Resting my head on the cool window frame, softly whispering an almost forgotten name. Scratch brass P-tag lies beside my phone. The porch light back in college never worked. I hang my suit coat over the desk chair, watching the tiny metal shine under the fluorescent glare. 9 p.m. hits, the apartment stays still. My shoulders feel heavy from the endless Excel sheets. I trace the engraved letters of a dorm room number we turned in 5 years ago without a sound. My ties are neatly rolled in the drawer, my shoes are shined for tomorrow morning. So why does this little piece of breath pull me backward through the dark? We spent whole nights dreaming on cheap cushions, talking about who we would become. Now I pay my rent on the first of the month, wearing a lanyard like a badge of growth. I wonder if you ever look at your keys, wondering where the time went between us. I sit on the floor with my heels unlaced, The instant rice steams on the counter. Back then we split a bowl of cheap ramen, planning trips to oceans we never saw. Today my manager praised my steady tone, said I was learning how to act like an adult. I smiled and nodded perfectly polite, while my mind hid inside a memory of your laugh. The air conditioner hums its dry routine. I turned the key tag over in my palm. We were so noisy, so sure of everything, convinced the world was waiting for our names. Now the city outside is just traffic and dust, and I am just someone who made it home alive. We spent whole nights dreaming on cheap cushions, talking about who we would become. Now I pay my rent on the first of the month. You're in a lanyard like a badge of growth. I wonder if you ever look at your keys, wondering where the time went between us. I put the key tag back near my phone. Tomorrow the alarm rings at 7 sharp. I turn off the lamp, I close my eyes. A squeaking delivery bike accelerates past the corner mark where we used to sit. My lanyard feels heavy around my neck. Another 12-hour shift finally calls it quits. I pull up my collar against the damp wind, looking at the plastic chairs stacked up outside. Remember how you always bought the cheapest canned coffee? It's what we'd own this whole town by 29. Now my phone only buzzes with unread emails, and your profile picture hasn't changed in months. We both traded our reckless noise for quiet paychecks, forgetting what we promised each other once. Are you still staying up late in that tiny room? Do you still drink cheap beer when the night gets cool? I walk past the alley where we made those stupid plans, holding my tired hands inside my coat pocket. I wonder if you ever think of calling me back, or if life just dragged you down the same great track. The crosswalk chime chirps twice for the night walk, reminding me of nights we spent talking till 3. You always had that stubborn way of speaking your mind, never giving a damn about what people wanted us to be. Today my boss yelled over something small, and I just bowed my head and smiled like a fool. If you saw me right now, you probably laugh out loud, asking when I got so remarkably tamed and cool. Still staying up late in that tiny room? Do you still drink cheap beer when the night gets cool? I walk past the alley where we made those stupid plans, holding my tired hands inside my coat pocket. I wonder if you ever think of calling me back, or if life just dragged you down the same great track. We thought adulthood was a door we could just kick open. Turns out it's a slow line we queue up for each day. I almost dialed your digits at the bus stop bench just to hear you say, we're gonna be okay. The street sound fades out into the dark. I keep walking toward the subway line. Hope you're getting some rest tonight, my friend. Hope you're doing fine. Warm roasted, barley tea fragrance drifts through the drafty station exit doors. He unbuttons his heavy winter coat, stepping onto the chilly tile floor. That specific scent of steaming grain brings back a rooftop from 5 years ago, when two broke kids shared a single cup and watched the night city start to glow. His shoulder bag weighs heavy and now full of reports he didn't care to write. He turns his collar up against the breeze, tracing a ghost through the dim street light. He walks the long way back to his apartment, letting the past wrap around his head. He remembers laughter in a tiny kitchen, words that were felt but were never said. The bass in his earphones hums real low, a 20-something boy who used to dream, and just a shadow in a quiet coat, drifting downstream. Yeah, 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 yeah. bakery down the block is closing down. Flour and sweet dough lingering in the air. He stops outside the yellow window pane, remembering when she used to meet him there. Back then his pockets held no money at all, just cheap tickets and a second-hand watch. Now his salary fills up his bank account, but he spends his evenings missing so much. He walks the long way back to his apartment, letting the past wrap around his head. He remembers laughter in a tiny kitchen, words that were felt but were never said. The bass in his earphones hums real low, a 20-something boy who used to dream, now just a shadow in a quiet coat, drifting downstream. Work badge hanging loose inside his pocket, fluorescent office lights far behind. He wonders if she smells the damp night air, and if he ever crosses through her mind. No anger remains, just a soft dull ache, a quiet memory he tries not to break. The aroma fades at his building door. He steps inside and turns off the light. He leaves the younger boy on the street and sleeps alone tonight. A memory slices the quiet air just as the elevator doors slide open. The hallway carpet muffles every stride. Fluorescent lights flicker in muted tones. I kick off my leather shoes at the threshold, drop the canvas briefcase beside the wall. The apartment sits pitch black and still until your name flashes across my mind. 12 hours of spreadsheets fade away, replaced by a summer from 5 years back. The refrigerator hums a slow steady tone while I stand motionless in the dark foyer. The city outside hums a distant drone. Dapple red tail lights stream across the glass. I stand in the silence of my tiny kitchen, watching old scenes replay on the ceiling. We were young, tired, and broke back then, sharing convenience store meals at 2 a.m. Now the room is clean and the salary comes, but I still reach for a shadow beside me. I pour cold tap water into a plain mug. The glass feels heavy in my callous palm. I breeze through the window, tilt sways the blinds, casting striped patterns over my plain socks. That old rooftop flat where we used to dream, where we promised we'd make it past 30. Feels a world away from this high-rise unit, yet your voice echoes clearer than my own thoughts. The city outside hums a distant drone. Dapple red tail lights stream across the glass. I stand in the silence of my tiny kitchen, watching old scenes replay on the ceiling. We were young, tired, and broke back then, sharing convenience store meals at 2 a.m. Now the room is clean and the salary comes, but I still reach for a shadow beside. No lingering texts remain on my phone. The contact was deleted seasons ago. The cinematic frames frozen in my chest, a slow motion reel of how we parted ways. The older time shift ends, the night takes over, and the quiet demands I remember everything. Digital clock, digit shift to 1:15. I drink the water and set the glass down. The apartment returns to silent stillness. I pull down the blinds and rest my head. Where do all the spoken words go when the elevator lands? My lanyard hangs heavy against my collarbone. Beep, cart swipe, red arrow flashes on the turnstile grid. Suddenly I remember that blue bicycle from middle school. Why did I sell it for a secondhand gaming console? The platform breeze smells like ozone and wet steel. Someone nearby is chewing peppermint gum. He used to hate peppermint, said it tasted like frostbite. I used to live near the riverbank. My neck aches from 8 straight hours of staring at spreadsheets. My shoes drag across the tile, running on automatic. Thoughts spill out like loose change. Drop down the stairwell, I reach for one memory, then lose 3 more. Everything feels half finished, especially this evening. Clocking out, slipping under the quiet dark sky. My mind wanders backward through forgotten corridors. We were so certain back then, laughing at broken street lights. Now I carry a briefcase filled with polite, rehearsed answers. Look Looking at my reflection while the subway car sways left. I wonder if you ever wonder about me too. The convenience store automatic doorbell rings flatly. Grab a single beer, the one with the green label you picked. It tastes colder than usual, or maybe my lips are numb. A teenager walks past talking loudly into his headset. I used to speak with that same urgent loudness. Used to promise we would drive across Northern Europe. Now my passport sits in a nightstand drawer under old receipts. Stepping onto the crosswalk, zebra lines pale under street lamps. Did I remember to reply to the supervisor's final memo? We can wait until morning, the moon looks slightly crooked tonight. So drag across the tile, running on automatic. Thoughts spill out like loose change. Drop down the stairwell, I reach for one memory, then lose three more. Everything feels half finished, especially this evening. Clocking out, slipping under the quiet dark sky. My mind wanders backward through forgotten corridors. Yeah. We were so certain back then, laughing at broken street lights. Now I carry a briefcase filled with polite, rehearsed answers. Looking at my reflection while the subway car sways left. I wonder if you ever wonder about me too. Keypad door lock, chirps, 3 descending notes. Living room pitch dark, microwave clock blinking 12:00. I sit on the edge of the sofa without taking off my coat. Remembering when we boiled late night noodles in your tiny room. We never worried about tomorrow's 7 a.m. alarm. Why was everything so clear when we possessed almost nothing? No reply comes back from the dark glass window pane. Just my own silhouette standing motionless inside. Aluminum can sits empty on the wood floor. Another workday finished, another old year drifting out of reach. Unanswered questions hanging in the dim hallway light. Where do they go? Where do they go? This ergonomic chair remembers every heavy hour, holding the dead weight of a tired 9 to 5. I stare at the blank monitor screen as it powers down, wondering if the kid I used to be is still alive. To the 19-year-old me in the damp basement room, writing rhymes on receipt paper, ignoring the gloom. You were terrified of ending up right where I sit, wearing a lanyard and pretending that I fit. I'm writing this letter across a decade of time. You stayed up till 3 chasing every single rhyme. I know you were scared of getting old and dull, filling up your notebook while your stomach was null. Don't worry too much, kid. On the night bus home, we made it out alive, even if we feel alone. I paid a monthly rent, I buy the warm hot meal, and though the spark is quiet, the heart is still real. To the boy with big dreams in the oversized coat, I'm surviving on the courage that you wrote. The office lights flick off one by one down the hall. I lean back in the swivel seat staring at the wall. Remember how you swore you never wear a suit? Well, I wear slacks now, taking the quiet commuter route. You want a stadium, crowds and gold on your wrist. I just want a quiet weekend and a fog that clears the mist. But don't look disappointed when you read these lines. We didn't break down, we just changed our sign. Don't worry too much, kid. On the night bus home, we made it out alive, even if we feel alone. I paid a monthly rent, I buy the warm hot meal, and though the spark is quiet, the heart is still real. To the boy with big dreams in the oversized coat, I'm surviving on the courage that you wrote. Yeah. If I could send a message back through the cold night air, I'd tell you that your stubbornness got us somewhere. The chair beneath me feels heavy, but it's grounded and safe. You fought the long darkness so I could find a place. Unpack your heavy bag now, put down your pen. I'm doing okay on the side. 10 years then, rest your tired eyes. 19-year-old me, we became the man you hoped we'd be. Yeah, deep sign erase flood the convenience store porch, where my tired heels settle after a 10-hour shift. I crack open a warm can of black coffee, watching my reflection blur against the plastic table. A man in a navy coat sits across the empty space. Pulling out a pack of cigarettes with hands that look as worn as mine. He looks at my slumped shoulders and nodding head, and breaks the silent air before I can pull my hood up. He asks if the last bus already went by. I look at my phone screen and tell him 20 minutes left. He nods slowly and says youth always rushes away, and suddenly I'm back in 2016 again. It is easier to tell a stranger how much I miss those days, standing under cyan light while the city goes to sleep. We talk about the dreams we traded for a monthly paycheck, and the names we used to call until midnight faded out. I do not know his story, and he will forget my face, but for 10 quiet minutes we are lingering in the past. He offers me a paper cup filled with lukewarm tea, saying his daughter used to laugh at his old jokes. I tell him about a girl who wore oversized cardigans and how we swore we would never become predictable adults. He smiles into his collar and says everyone breaks that promise. The steam rises slow between two tired working strangers. I catch myself laughing at something I had forgotten, how my younger self believed the world waited for my cue. He asks if I ever wish to reverse the clock. I stare at my worn leather shoes and admit I do. He says the trick is remembering without falling completely in, and suddenly the quiet street feels a little less cold. It is easier to tell a stranger how much I miss those days, standing under cyan light while the city goes to sleep. We talk about the dreams we traded for a monthly paycheck, and the names we used to call until midnight faded out. I do not know his story, and he will forget my face, but for 10 quiet minutes we are lingering in the past. The headlight beam cuts through the dark as the midnight coach approaches. He stands up slowly and adjusts his heavy strap. We wave once like old friends who know we will never cross paths again. A brief exchange of burdens before another long shift comes. The bus doors open with a sigh. He steps inside and leaves me with the cool night air. I finish my coffee under the fading cyan glow, carrying those forgotten years back to my quiet room. My manager mentioned yesterday my voice sounds like someone who stopped expecting anything new. I loosen my dark necktie in the elevator beam, noticing how the silver buttons are losing their shine. Yeah, a chipped plastic hair clip rests on the chute rack floor, left behind through winter's back when we were still soft. The hallway sends a light flickers once and dies out, leaving me standing with my cold convenience bag. 2 green apples sitting in the bottom drawer, a single bent straw resting inside a glass mug. The apartment stays quiet until the fridge hums again. I count the scuffs along the baseboard trim, small things I missed when I was running fast. Now they gather around to ask where you went. Late night observations on an empty stone floor, a dusty bookshelf holding paperbacks we never finished reading. The faded blue sticker on the corner of my desk, the way the draft leaks through the balcony sill. I kick off my leather shoes and sit down in the dark, gathering these tiny pieces of a life we used to share. The water heater rattles for 5 seconds, then stops. My phone screen shows 3 unread emails from the team. A black umbrella standing in the corner slot, its handle scratched from that night near the river bridge. I find a half-used tube of hand cream in my coat pocket, smelling like citrus peel and cheap pharmacy dust. A faded bus receipt sticking out of my wallet, flap dated 2 years ago when we stayed up till 4. Every small detail points straight back to you, while I microwave dinner for one in the quiet kitchen. Yeah, the apartment stays quiet until the fridge hums again. count the scuffs along the baseboard trim. Small things I missed when I was running fast. Now they gather around to ask where you went. Late night observations on an empty stone floor. A dusty bookshelf holding paperbacks we never finished reading. The faded blue sticker on the corner of my desk. The way the draft leaks through the balcony sill. I kick off my leather shoes and sit down in the dark, gathering these tiny pieces of a life we used to share. A forgotten pair of socks tucked inside the laundry bin. The quiet ticking of a clock that runs 2 minutes slow. I never noticed how many shadows filled this room until I stopped moving long enough to look around. Yesterday someone asked if I was doing fine, and I just pointed at my watch and smiled. A cold cup of water on the nightstand shelf, one worn key lying next to my wallet. The streetlight cast long grit lines on the ceiling tiles. I close my eyes and let the old days rest. Yeah, nubby corduroy ribbon catches my thumb as I unbutton my work coat. I'm winding from another 12-hour shift in this crowded tower. Yeah, the chorus weave under my knuckles instantly pulls me backwards, straight into the arm of 22 on that university lawn. Yeah. Back when we wore matching second-hand oversized jackets and sat on cold concrete until the street lamps flickered away. You grabbed my loose cuff and pulled me close against the wind. Promised me we will never become those weary people in gray suits. Now I put on the stiff silk necktie every single weekday, walking toward the subway entrance with a heavy laptop bag. The memory hits like a sudden draft of cold October air, unraveling the quiet armor I spent all day putting on. Faded stitches hold the ghost of who we were before the deadlines and rent payments fill my mind. I freeze on the platform stairs as the memory takes over, rewinding every hour until your hand touches mine. Faded stitches woven deep into this tired chest. When we were broken young with nowhere else to be. I take a seat in the back corner of line 2, fingers tracing the soft rayon lining on my sleeve. We used to share one hot can coffee from the convenience store, talking about the future like a city we would conquer together. Now I sit in those glass offices high above the traffic, yet my thumb keeps searching for that rough frayed denim you had. Visual flashback flashes brighter than the passing tunnel lights. Your voice echoing softly over the sound of grinding train wheels. Faded stitches hold the ghost of who we were before the deadlines and rent payments fill my mind. I freeze on the platform stairs as the memory takes over, rewinding every hour until your hand touches mine. Faded stitches woven deep into this tired chest. When we were broken young with nowhere else to be. The fabric of time grows thin where the seams meet. I traded boundless nights for a steady paycheck and silence. If I pull on the single loose thread hanging from my cuff, will I tumble back to the dark alley where we laughed? Or will I just step out into my quiet, empty apartment? Soft fabric under my fingertips, loosening my collar as the doors open wide, walking out into the midnight chill alone. I still remember the texture of your shoulder against mine. take off my shoes and lean against the hallway wall. The radiator clicks, another midnight home alone. Loosening my tie while scrolling through my phone. A sudden photo pops up from 5 years back. We were laughing on a rooftop in mismatched clothes. No money in our pockets, just high hopes and dreams. Now I earn a salary, but where did those days go? Yeah. I close my eyes and fast forward 30 years, when my hair is gray and all these bills disappear. Will I miss the tired walk back from the train? Will I miss the way your memory cuts through the rain? In the future house with quiet afternoon light, I sit by the window and remember tonight. A tired 20-something holding on to the ghost, realizing the heavy days are what I love the most. When my hands are wrinkled and the world slows down, I look back at this empty late night town. Imagine my older self taking a slow sip of tea, looking at an old album, smiling down at me. He tell me don't rush through the pain, you're building the stories that will keep you sane. The weary footsteps on the asphalt right now, the cold takeout dinner, the sweat on my brow. They're not just exhaustion, they're proof that I tried, proof that I kept your gentle warmth inside. I close my eyes and fast forward 30 years, when my hair is gray and all these bills disappear. Will I miss the dial walk back from the train? Will I miss the way your memory cuts through the rain? In the future house with quiet afternoon light, I sit by the window and remember tonight. A tired 20-something holding on to a ghost, realizing the heavy days are what I love the most. When my hands are wrinkled and the world slows down, I look back at this empty late night town. Time moves like an express train, skipping past small stops. From late office hours to coffee that drops. One day I won't worry about deadlines or rent, I'll just cherish every single minute we spend. Even the loneliness feels like a frame, preserving the way you used to speak